Hey everyone, welcome back to Rebel Latte. I'm Samantha Reid, and, yep, I've got Akbar Jaffer of Marketing QA with me as always, a fractional CMO and AI leader. Today's episode's a big one, AI ethics and governance, because this whole space is evolving about 1,000 times faster than my caffeine intake. Akbar, I was diving into your latest white paper, 5 Fundamental Laws of AI, and just wow, the speed of AI development here is mind-blowing. Like the scientific revolution took, what, centuries? 30 years for the information age? But with AI, we're talking a total rewrite happening in, what, a few years tops? And that transformation brings some serious ethical questions we need to tackle.
Thanks for having me, Samantha. And you're spot on. Artificial intelligence is completely transforming our world in just a few years. And you know what's fascinating about that timeline comparison? We haven't even finished digesting regular digital transformation. And here comes AI, showing up in everything from our morning coffee orders to life or death medical decisions. AI is being used in automated hiring, generating content, powering compliance checks, drug discovery, medical diagnostics, you name it. The scale and pace, it's just unlike anything we have seen before.
Speaking of life-changing decisions, I grew up watching Star Trek. Lots of data episodes, lots of I, robot thinking AI ethics was as simple as programming don't harm humans into the code. But wow, were we naive about how complex this would get? The thing is, when most people talk about responsible AI, they still bring up Asimov's 3 laws of robotics. But those were written for sci-fi, for, humanoid robots, not this decentralized, distributed, agentic AI we're actually using.
Exactly. Asimov pictured conscious physical robots. Most of today's AI, it's not a physical body, not yet anyway, or conscious. It's ChatGPT having conversations with you. In reality, it's really a massive mathematical engine making billions of probability calculations every second, but it seems and feels real. Behind the scenes, AI is making decisions nobody's really sure about. There have been allegations that AI chatbots were linked to tragic cases, including claims one chatbot produced a suicide note. Whether or not the AI was directly responsible, it raises real concerns about safety and oversight. That is what we are dealing with, and we are just getting started. Those old laws just don't cover our reality. Today's headless software at a huge social scale and data-driven impact.
And the stakes are just enormous. We're not talking about fictional androids anymore. This is about real people's jobs, their privacy, the integrity of our democratic systems, and even our lives. So, Akbar, I hear you've developed something called the 5 Foundational Laws of AI. Can you break those down for us?
Sure, Samantha. These laws are designed to help us practice AI responsibly, ethically, and safely. How we design, deploy, and use AI tools. Think of these laws like traffic signs for AI, practical guidelines, not theoretical concepts. The first law states that AI must prioritize human safety, dignity, and autonomy above all. AI systems must never be allowed to harm humans or violate their rights, whether through direct action or unintended consequence. This law is all about human safety, dignity, and autonomy. This one's non-negotiable. If an AI system risks harming people or violating human rights, that's a non-starter.
This is so simple yet so profound, Akbar. What's the second law?
The second law says that AI must be transparently designed and explainable in its decisions and actions. All decisions made by AI should be understandable to stakeholders. Systems must offer accountability and traceability. What it means that every AI decision has to be explainable and traceable. If you can't explain how your model reached a conclusion, whether it's picking a candidate, flagging a credit card transaction, or making a medical diagnosis, you've got a serious problem. Actually, it's all about trust, and the trust gap is real. I had a fintech client super worried about losing control as they integrated AI into their risk analysis engine that recommends investment strategy. We implemented a transparent audit trail so any decision the AI made could be tracked, disclosed, and challenged. As soon as people could see why a choice was made, it turned skeptics into outright champions. That's the power of explainability. It's not some checkbox, it's how trust is actually built.
So true. I can imagine a medical doctor getting a diagnosis from an AI copilot, but can't explain how and why it arrived at the diagnosis. On the corporate side, Akbar, this is where many organizations really struggle. I've seen development teams hand over control to a black box algorithm and call it innovation. But if you don't know how AI makes decisions, how do you even know it's working? Or that it isn't obviously broken or unfair?
Precisely, Samantha. The third law says that AI must be aligned with verified data, scientific evidence, and unbiased learning processes. Systems must avoid misinformation, bias, and manipulation. Training data and model outcomes must be continually validated and improved upon. This law is really designed to protect humans against unintended harm or bad actors wanted to cause harm by feeding the AI system bad or corrupt data. We know that bad data leads to biased or faulty inferences, and in generative models, this can show up as hallucinations, convincing but incorrect outputs. This law ensures that we use validated evidence and monitor constantly for bias and data drift.
Yes, data is the foundational piece of AI, and we have already seen so many examples of bad inferences. Not so long ago, Google's Gemini generated images of well known historical figures, like Vikings, Nazi soldiers, popes, and U.S. founding fathers, as people of color. And it's not just the images. Take hiring, for instance. If your model underselects candidates from one background, that's not just a PR hit, it's literally illegal. Or take privacy. In healthcare, one opaque system can blow up your entire reputation overnight, not to mention risk of loss of lives.
True, this was just one example. Bad data could potentially cause some serious harm to humanity. Now, the fourth law states that AI must respect societal values, cultural norms, and legal frameworks. AI deployments must adapt to regional ethical norms and comply with both global human rights and local regulations. This one is a no-brainer. It's about respect for culture and law. AI must adapt to both legal requirements and local ethical norms wherever it's deployed. That's why I think you can't just build an AI system in one country and deploy it everywhere. I think that is why all leading nations are racing to build their own AI infrastructure, like Saudi Arabia, UAE, and more.
That makes so much sense, especially when you look at some recent AI failures, like Optum's health risk algorithm from 2019 that systematically underestimated Black patients' health needs. That's because it was trained on non-diverse data. Or that marketing AI that started hallucinating product descriptions, embarrassing in business, but catastrophic in finance or healthcare.
Correct. Imagine how much effective our new drugs will be if they had larger and more targeted clinical trial data sets. And lastly, the fifth law, and my favorite, is about human collaboration. It says that AI must support collaboration with humans and other systems, agentic systems, without dominance or control. It's absolutely important to remember AI is a tool, not a master. It must augment, not replace, human judgment and support coexistence with other technologies.
This is so critical, Akbar. People are starting to stress out about not having enough jobs to go around. What is humanity going to do when so many of us define our purpose through productive work? These 5 laws of AI you have created, Akbar, aren't some trendy nice to have. They're an existential necessity now. So thank you for that.
We are just starting out, Samantha. We need to be proactive. We all need to educate ourselves, set up ethics boards, run regular impact assessments, and build diverse teams that can spot issues before they become disasters. Don't treat AI ethics as just another compliance checkbox. When you embed these principles into your business practices, you're not just avoiding problems, you're building a resilient organization that attracts talent and earns customer trust. The real strategic benefit is that by embedding these laws into your operations, you're not just protecting yourself, you're gaining a competitive edge. Regulators see you as an example, not a target. Customers stick around because they trust you. And your team feels good building responsible tech.
And let's not forget, the tech itself keeps evolving. Set it and forget it doesn't fly here either. Companies need to keep reviewing, keep adapting, and even collaborate with competitors and policymakers. So before we wrap up here, Akbar, what's your message to leaders who might feel overwhelmed by all this?
Although some regulators are moving fast globally, like EU AI Act and US AI EO, but if you lead with ethics now, you get a seat at the table when new standards are set. At the individual corporate level, CEOs, boards, founders should not sit back and wait for clarity. Take charge, set up guardrails, and shape the AI enabled future that aligns with our goals as humans. Because AI isn't slowing down. Neither should our standards. If you lead now, you will have a seat at the table that's going to define our future.
Mic drop, Akbar. Couldn't agree more. That's such powerful advice. To everyone listening, this isn't just about avoiding problems, it's about building something better for everyone. Think about how you can bring these ideas to your own teams, challenge your industry, maybe even set a new standard. We'll be back with more Rebel moves soon. Akbar, always a pleasure. See you next time on Rebel Latte from Marketing QA.